Hello everybody, and Jess here, and welcome back to Zom 100, episode 3. It's been a while. I pretty much entirely forgone my entire schedule for when which show releases. It happens. It happens. That's all I have to say in my defense, unfortunately. But we are here with Zom 100 episode 3, so why not watch it, right? It's better late than never, as they say, after all. So, where were we? In the previous episode, we had a beer run. That's essentially it. Akira, our main character, went to buy some beer from 7-Eleven or whatever it was. I guess he left his money, I'm not sure honestly. Procure beer from that store, and some basic necessities for his neighbors. And he met Shizuka Mikazuki in there, who is a fellow survivor who has an entirely opposite approach to this whole zombie apocalypse to him, where he is fairly carefree and sees the whole zombie situation as a chance to let loose, as a chance to get rid of all restraints because society doesn't exist anymore, etc., etc. She sees it as a challenge, as something that she has to go above and beyond to survive. She has to keep training, she has to watch her nutrition, and so on and so forth. Two complete opposite sides of the same coin, of a survivor who has a plan. And they even made both a bucket list, although where he made a bucket list of things that he wants to do, like get a motorcycle, visit his parents, get drunk and do nothing for a day. Her list is more along the lines of keep working out, procure enough batteries, etc., etc. Very, very pragmatic approach to the whole situation. And we, of course, know that the lens of our main character, the lens of Akira, is not the actual way this whole zombie apocalypse is. We know that people are dying, his neighbors, even, who we thought might be some, if not recurring characters, then at least their arc of getting supplies from Akira would be complete eventually. They just died. They were just killed by the zombies. So we know for sure that nobody is safe, and our main character is an abnormality here. At least so far. We haven't really met any other people besides him and Shizuka. So perhaps there are other carefree people in the world, we don't know that. Maybe we will meet them in this episode. Who knows? What I do know, however, is that we should just watch it, because there's not really any point prolonging this intro any further. I don't really have any particular predictions for this episode either, because so far there hasn't really been an overarching story. The overarching story is the bucket list, but it's kind of hard to predict whether Akira in this episode will try to check off item X or item Y from his list. Right, one important thing, he got a motorcycle. He really wanted a motorcycle and he got one for free. How cool is that? And also, very cool thing that happened is that the second part of the previous episode was the same time span, but told to us through the eyes of Shizuka. So it was completely different, but the same time span, and it concluded in their meeting at the store. And I guess didn't conclude there because it went even further, but their paths crossed at the store. That's interesting. I really like story writing where there is a perspective of like 2 or 3 or 4 different groups or different people who cross each other's paths every now and then. That's something I really like. What can I say? So I guess we can just start watching this episode, right? To do that, you will need your subs, of course, to follow along with me. I'm going to need my sound to hear what's going on in the show, and I'm gonna have to ask you guys for your support. Support the channel monetarily on Patreon, link down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word, costs you nothing, helps a lot. And with all of that out of the way, we can start watching episode 3 of Zom 100 in 3, 2, 1, go. Whomst. Are we going to meet another character? Or is this just the next victim to the zombies? He has protagonist hair. Spoiler alert, he will not. Or he will, but as a zombie. At least leave one of your goons with her. The immediate change in their demeanor. Who's his voice actor? I think I recognize him. That's nice. That's a really nice clash. Doro Doro music. I love it. I love this track. And where everyone is fighting for their dear lives, here is Akira doing Akira slide on his motorcycle. Technicolor blood. Not a care in the world. I love this track. And this track. This is just a music anime in disguise. And we're getting scenes from the previous episode. So I think I was correct in my assumption that this part of the opening will be using scenes from the previous episode. Episode 4 will probably use scenes from episode 3. Dystopia, song of the dead. 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 I love this opening. I love this opening. So grow it out. braids and beads, if I might recommend. Okay, no, that's not how you get a beard. You have to actually grow it out. I mean, you didn't even let it grow out, my dude. When all you have is just some, random, sparse, thin pubes on your face, of course it doesn't look good. It's all ads. Oh, so now he can meet his friends, finally! During zombie apocalypse, he can reconnect with his friends. True. This is a nice critique on like Japanese working ethic, this show, isn't it? What did I sacrifice all this time for? What did the overtime bring me, right? So the club got overrun eventually. One last ball war. Not even a full one. Oh, a girl strapped to a BDSM cross or something. True. At least we have the means to restrain her. And some aftercare products like water and stuff. Cue Akira bursting in and saving him. Ah, memories of childhood. Okay, not childhood, collegehood, I guess. And here's your body, alive and well, coming for ya. And just straight into casual conversation, as if zombie apocalypse was not happening. I can't imagine why. Yeah, Akira is the force of nature. He's not gonna be stopped by any menial things like zombies and apocalypse. Uh, oh, I thought it's gonna be the one strapped to the cross right now. Yeah, on one hand, you wanna be happy for your friend's success, on the other, you are fucking envious. I mean, he's not wrong. He's entirely not wrong. I mean, yeah. Okay, so they didn't split on the best of terms. But this is a chance to rebuild their relationship, right? Akira is now free from his job. Kencho's money amounts for nothing. They are on equal footing right now. Cue Akira rushing through them on his motorcycle. Oh, I thought it's a truck outside of my window honking or something, but no. Wait, is it? No, it's in the show. Someone's calling the zombies. Zombert. Okay. It's a trap. Okay, hey, that's actually smart. Didn't last for too long, though. Taking a page out of Ira's cookbook, making a car bomb. Isn't it how it's... isn't it something that you could do in, like, Dying Light, I think? Set up a car to start honking and then load it with explosives so it explodes when enough zombies get in range or something like that. I haven't played Dying Light. I've just seen some gameplay. Yep. Reunion after years. Of course he did. He promised. Yes! That's the thing he opens with. Okay. Okay. It's good to clear the air right from the get-go. Yeah, that's probably on his bucket list. Yeah, not the time for a touching reunion. Yeah. Close the door. Exactly. Just lift the AC off the roof. Sure, why don't you? Why don't you? How strong are you? Run. I mean, what else can you do? Run. And jump. Parkour, parkour. Believe in yourself. Or if not, believe in me that believes in you. Yeah. If we don't jump, we're dead. If we jump, we have a chance of survival, so let's fucking go. A little bit bloodied, but overall fine. Certain death or a chance of death? Pick one. Oh, come on, man. He lied about his life? Or that? It was all a farce. Stop apologizing and jump. And the sun is rising anew. Okay. Now you're gonna have the chance to do that. Just, survive. Yeah. And another amazing track comes in. Yeah. It's racing for the drop. Ooh, last moment. Uh, the music in this show is amazing. Sure, just rip off your clothes, why don't you? Are we kill la kill now? I guess that's pretty funny. Akira, stop laughing and help him. Yes, you're gonna die doing a bit. Uh, uh, and both of them are naked now for some reason. uh, I guess after the collapse of a society, you can just be an exhibitionist with no repercussions. True. Hmm, that's an interesting idea. And feels like foreshadowing. Feels like immediately disregarded foreshadowing. You know, oh, as if that would have happened, right? Oh, and the ending is about her. About being all efficient and effective, and what does that give her? I guess he's gonna dye his hair? Maybe that's on his bucket list. I really like the premise of this show. I really do like it. The world is ending, might as well just enjoy ourselves. I really, really, really enjoy the premise of this show and this show as a whole. I don't know why I've been putting it off for so long, the episodes, but I did, and I shouldn't have because it's an amazing show. So, how about we watch this episode again? As always, Showtime. That's a great pun, actually. Did you serve her chalky milk in a martini glass? I thought that he is either going to join us, or is going to be very quickly zombified, or is going to be the human villain. I don't know, I'm getting those kinds of vibes from him. And plenty of zombie shows and zombie movies and zombie stories in general, for whatever reason, tend to have a human villain. I'm not sure why. In general, I noticed that plenty of like catastrophic stories, be it a zombie apocalypse or aliens attacking or whatever, always tend to have a human villain. As if the force of nature, the tornado or earthquake or aliens or zombies, weren't a villain enough. I wonder why that is. I think it might be because it's simply easier, right? Because it's easy to portray humans, because we are all humans, presumably. So we know how to portray villainy in humans, but we don't exactly know how to portray villainy in aliens or in inanimate things or in forces of nature. You can't really make a tornado villainous because it doesn't have, it's not conscious, it's not sapient, it doesn't chase people around despite what the movie Twister would make you believe. I think that's mostly a matter of ease. I keep coming back to the book of a Polish author. I have it somewhere on my shelf because I forgot the title of it. I can't see it. It's probably hidden behind another stack of books. Whatever, it's by a Polish author, so you probably won't be able to find a translation or anything. It's a fairly new book as well. In that book, the aliens have simply an entirely different perception of the world than humans. They aren't necessarily villains. It's that through their perception, cutting off your limbs is equivalent to giving you a chocolate bar. And you saying, I like pancakes, is the equivalent to you putting your thumbs in their eyes. Right? It's completely and entirely different and completely incomprehensible for humans. Aliens are incomprehensible for humans, and humans are incomprehensible for the aliens. And it's a really nice portrayal of that, because chances are that's how aliens would be. Should we meet them one day, chances are they won't be fucking Asari immediately picking up perfect English. Chances are they will be vaguely octopus-like beings that seem out of phase with reality and are always kinda here and kinda not here. And they don't emit any sounds, but instead they use intense smells to convey emotions, because they don't even communicate normally, they convey through emotions purely, or whatever. Chances are that would be the case. Now there is an argument made, of course, for the fact that we humans came to be in this form because it's in our environment. So our amounts of air, our amounts of sunlight, our gravity, etc., etc. This is the perfect quote-unquote form for a sapient being. But there's no guarantee that alien life would exist on planets similar to ours. If it does, then chances are aliens might actually be humanoid. They might have an additional pair of hands. They might not be symmetrical. Although symmetry is a very strong pull for evolution, every single creature is symmetrical in one way or another. But on other planets, on different planets, aliens would look completely different, probably. If the gravity is way lower than here, they might all just not have legs and instead fly or float using, I don't know, sacks of methane or whatever. If the gravity on their planet is way higher, they might have like 6 legs and very thin, spindly forelimbs because they're not as useful as making sure that the gravity doesn't crush you, etc., etc. There are species in Mass Effect. Too bad not all of them. Hanar, right? The Elcor, they evolved because their planets are a specific way. And chances are, aliens would be more like Hanar and Elcor than like Asari and Turians and Talis people, Quarians. Okay, that was a fair bit of an aside, so let's go back to the show. They are protecting their club with vignoble riche, Molotov cocktails, and baseball bats. I really like this switch in demeanor that happens around here. Yeah, it's like a snap, and suddenly eyes go black, glasses go white. I guess they're helping multiple people. They made their host club into a shelter. And now, question is, why would they be out and about trying to eliminate the zombies instead of staying inside? I don't know. And this is also something that raises an interesting question. Assuming the zombie infection progresses, because we see that it progresses through his veins, would lopping the arm off stop the infection? Possibly. Club showtime. And yeah, they are fighting for their lives. There's an amazing scene of a clash. I always really, really like scenes like this. I'm even gonna grab a screenshot because why not? Because it looks really, really, really nice. Yeah, it's a really cool scene, and I don't know why. I mean, I know why. The guy on the right, his art style really reminds me of Kill la Kill. The gums showing and the line of teeth and the very intense eyes and overall facial shape that's like over exaggerated really reminds me of Kill la Kill. And while they are fighting for their lives and the entire town, entire city is in disrepair, here's Akira riding to some Doro Doro music. Not a care in the world, Technicolor blood, doing an Akira slide, except in like the opposite direction. Wait, what does it say on the sole of his shoe? Does it say something? No, it's just patterns. I thought there's a word underneath. Akira doing an Akira slide. Who would have thought? Shinjuku. Wait for me, Kencho. And here's Kencho in the opening. And yeah, we are using scenes from the previous episode in the opening, which is interesting. Which is very interesting, actually, because openings sometimes do tend to use scenes from the show, but sometimes they tend to be either scenes from the show as a whole, and then you risk spoilers, or they are scenes from just episode 1, and then you risk not including I don't know, further introduced characters in this opening. So this is very nice because it guarantees that whatever new characters we meet will be in the opening, and it guarantees that there will be no spoilers for future episodes. And it also serves as a last time on Dragon Ball Z without wasting the runtime. Yeah, it shows us a brief shortcut of what happened in the previous episode, right? We met a new survivor. Akira helped her. She's capable. Then Akira got a motorcycle, and then he made his bucket list. That's what happened in the previous episode, and we see that in the opening. We don't waste the first minute or so, of the show, just to show a recap. A recap is a part of the opening. That's great. I can grow any kind of beard I want. If your facial hair is actually this thin, you probably can't. But chances are, if you let it grow, it will actually grow out, because hair grow at different pace, right? The fact that your facial hair is this thin right now doesn't mean it will be this thin the next day. Sharpie beard, not a great idea. You don't want to be DJ Khaled. Yeah, growing a beard can be crossed off. Wine and dine a flight attendant. And the title of the next episode is something about a flight attendant. Are we gonna meet a flight attendant? Is that gonna be the samurai girl? A flight attendant who deep inside wants to be a samurai or something. I'm gonna note it down just in case. Just in case. Where is it? Where are you, Zom 100? Zom 100. There we go. Samurai girl is a flight attendant. Probably the case. Or maybe we will meet some other flight attendant, but then that would mean she's probably going to die. Or she's going to be left behind. What should I do today? Talk to my friends. Messa, PR. Okay, it's notifications from all sorts of different apps. And we have the dialogue between them, the conversation that we can actually read now. Been forever, you good. I quit my job, I need a surfing buddy. Ryuji. Oh, he's messaging all of his friends. But none of them reply. Except Kencho. Yeah, none of them are alive, probably. Or if they are alive, they might not have the means to recharge their phone, or they might not have internet, or what have you. I sacrificed time I could have spent with friends for what? What good did all that overtime do me? This is such a heavy-handed criticism of Japanese work culture, isn't it? And yeah, the best advice, you should just quit already. Exactly. If you don't like your job, just quit and find a different one. I'm glad my drunk ass just happened to pick the bondage room. Yep. Okay, so he came here. I thought initially that he was a host at this host club, but no, he seems to have been a client. And that's... yeah, I think at least. I'm not sure, honestly, because if he was a client, he would be the one strapped to the bondage cross, right? Unless he's an S? Maybe. Back to Akira, or rather a memory of Akira. And what do you know? Akira is calling, and another great contrast, right? Kenjo is sitting here in a dark room with only some warm light shining on his face, in despair, only having water for 3 days straight, starving, shut in a room with a monster. And here's Akira just, completely carefree. Yo, dude, it's been a while. When was the last time we went for drinks? Oh, dude, we must do that sometime. And yeah, oh no, situation is fucked. It's all dangerous. The world is ending. No, no, it's impossible for you to come here, Akira. Oh, okay, sure, whatever. Just wait for me. Mail me your address, and I'll be right there. Not a care in the world. Okay, and I guess he's known for just stripping naked and making naked bits. Sure, okay. I guess he's that kind of a character. Real estate agent, so not a whatchamacallit, not a host, bragging about his life, and meanwhile, Akira is there being a fucking zombie. And yeah, just walk away. And of course, bragging doesn't help, but Kencho also has some resentment towards his job. I wonder if he's gonna be a recurring character. Sure. He seems like the kind of a recurring character. That's always somewhere in the background. And he's acting all broody, badass and whatnot. Doesn't ever actually interact with the main cast, but is somewhere in the background. And in situations like that, he sometimes gets saved by the main cast inadvertently, and he doesn't know why. Or, I wonder if he's gonna be a recurring character. Actually, I'm gonna note it down, just in case. Sho is a recurring character, in parenthesis, red hair streak. I'm not confident I'm gonna be able to put the name to the image, especially if his name doesn't get mentioned further along, assuming he is a recurring character in the first place. So a brief description will be helpful. And a great idea to pull the zombies away. Just strap something to the wheel, and the bowl is of course Zombert, because why not? And the hotel is Hotel Z, because why not? Yeah, Hotel Z. Everything is zombie themed. It's a zombie theme park. And apparently zombies somehow managed to blow the car up, which is interesting. It's not easy to blow a car up. It's really not easy. Mythbusters tried, and unless you use like incendiary rounds or actual fucking explosives, you can't really blow a car up. Reunion. And what does Akira start with? An apology to clear the air between them. Admittance of his fault, of his stubbornness, and an apology. And yes, he came here just for that. He's that carefree. He didn't come here to, find a fellow survivor or any lofty goals like that. No, he felt like he needs to apologize to his friend. So that's why he did all of it. To apologize to his friend. That's the kind of a person Akira is. And that's the kind of a situation that facilitates this kind of behavior. And again, how strong do you have to be to just rip the AC off the floor? Just like that, casually. I don't suppose he has any tools. He just ripped it off. Unless it wasn't mounted, but why would there be so many AC units on the roof that weren't bolted to the roof? And of course, another bit of contrast. Kencho is all scared, and the world is blurry before his eyes. He hears every drop of sweat and screams in panic. And Akira is like, "Hey, yo, we jump. It's close enough." "That's impossible! Bakana! Masaka!" Guess we're gonna find out by jumping. If I make it, cool. If I don't, hey, whatever. The world is ending anyway. Some really great pieces of animation here. This like distorted leg. Some really nice animation, and this is probably going to be in the opening of the next episode. He made it, bloodied and bruised, but made it. And this is very interesting. I thought initially that the sun is just being obstructed by clouds, but no, the sun is actually going down, I think. Or is it? Yeah, it's going down. No? No, I think it is being obstructed by clouds. Whatever. So, okay, the sun is obstructed by clouds. This is the moment of darkness. There's no sunlight. It's dark. I don't think I can jump that. And he spills his heart out. I know this is the end, so I need to admit something. I didn't enjoy my job at all. It was also not great. I had to smile while lying to people's faces, trick them into bad contracts. All that stuff. It was lies. It was a farce. It didn't make me happy because I didn't want to be a real estate agent. I didn't want to push unfavorable contracts in people's mouths. I wanted to be a fucking comedian. I pretended like I was having fun to myself. Because if I wasn't having fun doing a great job like that, then what was I doing with my life? I have to be happy. I have to be. So I have to pretend to be happy. And maybe the force feedback of pretending to be happy will actually make me happy. Right? It's often the case when you have a nice and cushy job, for example, like in this example, and it doesn't make you happy. The hours are good, the pay is good, it's not that strenuous, but it doesn't make you happy. And you feel guilty for feeling unhappy because it's such a great job. I should be feeling happy. Why am I unhappy? I'm whatchamacallit? I'm no, not ignorant, not ignoble. Whatever. I don't appreciate the thing I have, right? I should be feeling happy, but I'm not. So it's on me. I'm doing the bad thing. And this is the case in many other things as well, right? Someone brings you food, and you're not hungry, so you don't eat it, and then you feel like you don't appreciate that person who brought you food because it's nice food and they were thoughtful to bring it to you. It's your favorite, but you're not hungry right now, and you can't really, force any more in, and you feel guilty about it. The same with his job. And of course, reminiscing of what made him him, of what made Kencho Kencho. I wanted a job where I could sincerely entertain my clients. I actually wanted to be a stand-up comedian. So yeah, quit your job. Just like you advised me to quit my job because I was unhappy with it, I advise you now to quit your job because you're unhappy with it. And just become a stand-up comedian. When, if not now? When, if not now? And yeah, you should always listen to your friend's advice. Last moment. That hand was like centimeters away. And the music comes in. And he's stripping naked for some godforsaken reason. Because that's the kind of a comedian he is. And he's missing some some air, because stripping in the midair probably took a little bit of momentum off. No, Akira's not gonna leave you in need. And he's in pain because he scraped his balls, of course. It was highly sophisticated new material. Work, what's that? I've never done it. Exactly. Forget about it. Erase it from your memory. Start your life anew. And just sitting around naked with your body by a fire, drinking beer and eating chips. What a nice way to spend the time, isn't it? You might even be the guy who saves us all from the zombie infection. Wait, is it foreshadowing? Are they serious about it? Haha, no, that's not gonna happen. Oh, for sure that ain't happening. Haha, could you imagine? No chance. Not at all. Not whatsoever. Haha, as if. I'm noting it down. I'm noting it down. Akira actually saves humanity from zombies. I don't know why, but I have a feeling he might. I thought I have a missing call on my phone because the motherfucking new Twitter icon it's like X, right? And the missed call is a phone thing with an arrow bounced off it, and it also looks like an X. Motherfucking Twitter. Xitter. Shitter. Did they really have to change their fucking... I mean, they did. Because Elon Musk really wanted to own something named X. He tried to rebrand PayPal as X. Now he owns Twitter, so he managed to rebrand Twitter as X. Whatever. I need to start using Mastodon more often. And we see some interesting cuts. Just for a frame or two. Sparrows. Beer, chips. That's a lot of chips. And the MREs, I think. Sleeping soundly, outside, naked, without a care in the world. And also, Akira is fucking built. He's built. He's like... Drink and laugh with my best bud. 33, meet the women of my dreams. So that's not crossed off yet. I saw two items crossed off, 31 and 32, so I thought 31 was drink and laugh and 32 was meet the woman of my dreams, and I was wondering who might that be. Was it Shizuka, perhaps? But no, they've just met once. So 33 is still left to be crossed off. And the ending, at least a part of it, is from Shizuka's perspective. With nothing but efficient days, but it's a bit of a waste, isn't it? Right? Right? It's from her perspective. Death. They look like Fire Force people. I'm sorry, but especially Shizuka with her like large hood / collar. She looks like straight from Fire Force. Yeah, just spend your carefree days drinking some tea from a thermos, eating chips, eating instant noodles, having fun, backpacking through the country. Man, I would love to do that. I'm not gonna lie, I would love to do that. But alas, no zombie apocalypse yet, so I'm gonna have to wait a little more before zombies overrun our society, unfortunately. But what can you do? Okay. That was episode 33. Episode 33. No, that was episode 3. That was episode 3 of Zom 100, and I really did enjoy myself. I mean, what more I can say? It's just a incredibly hype, incredibly enjoyable, incredibly fun show, all things considered. Now, sure, there's all those people dying and whatnot, but at its core, this show is just fun. The music is fun, the art is fun, the animation is fun, the characters are fun, the stories are fun, everything is fun. Everything is fun, and at the same time, it carries that very profound message of doing the things that make you happy in life. And if something doesn't make you happy, just don't do that. Just don't do it. Stop hitting yourself. Literally, stop hitting yourself. Now, of course, that's not always possible, right? Not always can you find another job quickly. Not always can you find another job at all, and you're stuck with your current one. But you should at least have a contingency plan. The advice I always hear is that if you are unhappy with your job, you should start looking for another one. Don't leave your current job yet. Don't drop everything, kick your boss in the face, and put your 7 days notice and just go away and then start looking for a job. No, start looking for a job while you still have a job. Once you have a new gig, drop out of the current one and go to the new one. And maybe it's going to be better. Maybe it's going to be worse. But if it's worse, you already know what to do, right? Start looking for a new one. It's something I find really hard to get used to, I guess. The mindset that my employers, no, which way does it go? My employers aren't owed loyalty from me. I don't owe my employees loyalty, right? I don't have to be there, be with them through thick and thin. I can just drop out at any moment. And people do, and I'm not going to be the first one, I'm not going to be the last one. And it's not a sign of disrespect to just look for a better job. I really find it hard to internalize, and I always have a problem leaving a job. I had an opportunity when I had my first job. I had an opportunity to find a better one, closer. My first job was like 2 hours away. I genuinely commuted 2 hours in each direction because they started placing new tram tracks, and so all of the public communication had to go all around that, and all the cars, so there was traffic jams, and it was a nightmare. It was a normal job, so 40 hours a week, and I felt fairly unfulfilled there because I was just dabbling with some old ass decade old PHP system that was written by someone who won't even be able to program a fucking, I don't know, washing machine to not destroy their genes, right? And I had an opportunity to get a better job. Closer, literally within walking distance, 15 minutes and I'm there without even taking public transportation. Less hours, 30 hours a week, and paid more. And I was apprehensive leaving my first job, and that opportunity just whiffed past me. They eventually said, hey, we can't wait any longer, and we're gonna have to find another candidate. And they found another candidate, and I lost that opportunity because I didn't want to leave my first job. So, take Akira's advice, take Kencho's advice, take my advice. Fucking leave. You control the buttons you press. It's a really nice message this show carries. I wonder how's the reception in Japan, because it directly criticizes plenty of that Japanese work culture of overtime and whatnot. I'm gonna have to check out Reddit threads on the first 3 episodes and see what people think about it, and maybe someone's gonna know how's the reception in Japan. Because I have a feeling the reception might be really nice, but chances are it's not gonna change much in Japanese society. Chances are, in general, not much is going to change. But whatever. I don't work in Japan, I don't have to concern myself with it. Sorry, it's kind of a fuck you, I've got mine approach, but I can't help it. I can't help it. I think that's it. I think that's it. It was a genuinely nice, genuinely fun episode, and genuinely genuine. The characters, especially Akira and Kencho, really came off as genuine, with their very strong feelings and whatnot. It really was nice, and it really made me like, what do you call the feeling of being nostalgic for things you never had? Because that's kind of a feeling I have right now. I'm feeling nostalgic for sitting on a rooftop, drinking beer and eating chips with my best friend, despite like not ever experiencing that. I guess longing might be the best description of this feeling. This show really makes me feel longing for things I never had but I would like to. And the realization that the time is ticking and I'm gonna be 30 soon. That's the worst. That's the absolute worst part. I can't read like high school rom-coms because I'm in full despair that I never experienced, high school love. This at least I have a chance to like accomplish because they are adults in the workforce and I'm an adult in the workforce, so hey, maybe there's a chance. Okay, enough about me. Again, I enjoyed myself really much. Really much. Is that even a word? Is that even how you can put it? I enjoyed myself very much. I guess that's the better way to put it. And I'm gonna be waiting for more. I'm gonna be watching more for sure. Maybe even today. I need to do a run to a shop, to a store, because I need to buy a new hose for my shower because it's all broken and leaking and whatnot. But after I'm back, I might even sit down and record another one. Who knows? We'll see. Yeah, right now that's gonna be it, though. But maybe you guys have something more to add, something more to say, and if so, say so in the comments down below. What did you think about this episode, about my reaction, my theories, stuff like that? No spoilers, please. If you do want to talk spoilers, Discord here in the description, you can do that there. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of future releases of not only Zone 100, but also Nanatsu no Makengashi Haisuru, Helk, Undead Girl Murder Farce, and Atelier Raiza, and I also stream sometimes, gachas, gunpla building, stuff like that, so you might want to click the bell icon to be notified whenever I go live. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon, linked down below, where for $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonal shows, Symphogear, Madoka Magica, and others, and for just a single $1 a month you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits that you will see very shortly. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, share my content, spread the word, it costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers. And here's the list of my wonderful Patreons: QB, Without a Net, Fruitze, Rainer, Aquamancer, Fassal, Dr. Watt, Marsh, Yukiala, and Hans Peter. And you can join them without the need to jump between buildings mid-strip.